Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am one of your hosts, JB, and alongside me today we got Mark, all the way in New Jersey. What's good,
Yes,
Mark?
sir. What's up, guys? What
Yep.
up?
So this is it's a little weird for us
I
because
know
we
we're not live,
typically
guys. We're
yeah,
not live.
we're not live. So extremely weird not being live. If you were just joining us for the first time, we do a live show every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So shameless plug for us there. And we have three other hosts. We have our boy Ariel, we have our boy Brian, we have our boy Eunice. But today is just me and Mark. Mark and I had the opportunity this weekend to watch Mickey 17. And so that's what this video is going to be about. We are going to briefly review Mickey 17 by Bong Joon-ho, starring Robert Pattinson. So yeah, Mark, let's discuss it. I think you had seen it what, Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night. Yep.
Nice. So I don't know if you wanted to kind of kickstart us in
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about how you felt about it.
So first, let me just get into the experience. So
Mm,
first, I walk in. I have a little medium popcorn. I'm trying to watch what I eat a little bit more. So instead of getting a large and inhaling that, I inhaled a medium popcorn. And I walked in, sat down. I was ready. I was actually really hyped for this movie. And a couple sits next to me, and oh my god, I thought it
I
was about to be
forgot you
one of
had
the
this
worst.
experience, dude.
I was first. I thought, okay, like they're a little annoying, whatever, and it just progressively got weirder and weirder and weirder. Like I heard this dude say, "I'm gonna devour you," and so many weird, strange things. I was like looking over like that scared dog gif, like what the fuck, and the movie was so good that once it started, they shut up. It was actually good. Like this girl even said, like, I'm pretty drunk. Like, if you're drunk, why the fuck are you in a movie theater? But anyway, whatever. She was like, I'm drunk, whatever, and but then as soon as the movie started, quiet. Like it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
So I was thank God. But the movie itself, I thought it was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Robert Pattinson puts in an amazing performance, like absolutely amazing. Mark Ruffalo, his character kind of, if you've seen Poor Things, his character kind of reminded me of his character in Poor Things. If you've
So
seen that,
that
just a
was
total asshole. Also, it's obviously like an obvious allegory, like to Trump. But you know, I thought it was great. Cinematography was really good.
yeah,
I thought.
clean looking
I
film
feel like
for
it's not
sure.
actually talked about that much with this movie, but it looked fantastic. There wasn't, I don't think, any shots where I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoyed my time. I thought it was a pleasant. Even I was hyped for it, but it was even better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
Uh,
that
so yeah,
that's funny you mentioned that because one for me, like obviously seeing the trailers, obviously director Bong is someone who has won himself an Oscar with Parasite. I
Parasite. Yeah.
absolutely love Parasite. I thought it was a great thriller, and again, I think with his films, and I'm not one that can say I've seen majority of his films or not, but
Right.
from Parasite, like this was another film where you see sort of the themes and the messages that he is trying to convey, with this movie, right? So,
Hmm.
like you said, Robert Pattinson, obviously he's in this world that he creates. I think we're in the year 2054, right? So, which is not it's not that far away from where we're at. It is, but it isn't.
Hmm.
But it's and by the way, it's based off a novel, which is
Yes.
actually called Mickey 7, though. So he changed it to 17. I don't know if it was. I'm not entirely sure what it's for. If it's more for the aesthetic, more for the story, for the plot points here. But either way, right? Robert Pattinson, our main character, Mickey. So he is what they call an expendable. And I even love that scene when he, and again, I think the build up to that of showing like them in when they're on Earth, and then him and
backstory,
freaking
yeah.
Mark from Stephen Ewan. It's so weird
Yo,
to hear his voice.
I kept hearing. I was like, Mark, is that the fuck? What am I watching? Yeah. I totally had the same thought.
Which is crazy because he obviously Stephen Ewan himself is an incredible actor, and he's done so much within his career. But especially right now, as we're heading to the Invincible finale, I'm just like,
and guys, for your, if you're first time watching, we're usually covering comic books, superhero stuff, and in that space, but obviously we're branching out, doing other stuff now. But yeah, so for us, when we heard his voice, all of us were just thinking, oh, invincible. Yeah,
absolutely, yes, getting the geek out of us.
Yeah,
but either way, right? Like, I think it was something, again, seeing the trailers, I did not expect it to be the movie that it was. Just in terms of, I didn't realize how funny it was going to be. There were moments where I was fucking crying in the theater, bro. Like, I was legit tearing the fuck up. Like when Mickey 18 was violating Mickey 17, he was like, yo, please tell me you told him to fuck all the way off. And he was like, I said,
you told him thank you? Like, thank you for the meal? What the fuck? Like, he's going crazy.
Yo, just incredible. And again, to your point, and one of our members, Chewy, in our Discord, guys, if you want, we have a Discord, Chilling with Villains. You could join. We talk a bunch of shit. Movies, non-movies, sports, anything. You could go there, find it. But, he was like, I already got Robert Pat as runner-up for this Oscar. Me personally, I can't say that yet. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, we're so early within the year. And I will say, though, especially considering everything that happened in 2024, where I just think Dune Part 2 got, it released around the same time in March, and I feel like people kind of forgot about it. Yeah, because it was not getting any like hype around award season, which I think, again, it did get nominated for Best Picture and everything, but I thought it could have been nominated for way more. I thought it should have won way more. So I think, unfortunately, Mickey 17 might feel that burden as well. And also just the fact that, and again, everything nowadays is just being related to how much it's making at the box office. Is it breaking even? Is it not breaking even? It didn't have the best of box office opening weekends. Excuse me. That's not very pleasant. But either way, I just think this is a film where, yeah, absolutely. If Robert Pattinson does get, I think he's going to reach that point. You know what I mean? I think he is one of our generation's biggest talents. And it 100% like shows here. But I think everyone in the cast, I think, did such an exceptional job. To your point, Mark Ruffalo, love him being in more of these, villain type roles, because you could just feel like he's having a lot of fun with it. And I feel like he was here too. Him, and then his wife as well with what's her name, Toni Colletta. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but she's also an amazing actress. She's been in roles where she's played the antagonist as well. Colette, excuse me. And she, their dynamic together, the way that, they I love the back and forth between them, where he will say something and then he'll like whisper to her, be like, oh, like, should I continue on doing this?
Right. Like, she was kind of running the show. She was the brains, and he was just kind of like that charisma and whatever else.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think and again, I don't think really, I don't think saying that she stole, like, and I'm referring now to Naomi Aki, who played like his
Nasha.
girl Nasha. I'm not gonna say that like she like stole the spotlight or stole like the show, because again, I think Robert Pattinson came in, clocked in, did what he had to do. So not in the sense where,
but she had a scene,
bro.
That scene where she told him like to F off, like where she really snapped on him being Marshall, Kenneth Marshall, like that scene was phenomenal. She literally like you felt the passion, you felt it, and you were like, yes, like fuck this dude, like yes, please tell this dude off, like it's great. That scene really made me walk away with the feeling of like, man, she kind of stole the ending of that movie. No bull.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I'm like, yo, I wasn't gonna say she stole the show, because again, Robert Pattinson showed
Robert
up,
Pattinson still, yeah, obviously, yeah.
but talk about going band for band, like with the acting chops. I'm like, yo, because I'm like, I felt that. I'm like, this is shit that I would want to say in today's society, in today's world. Be like, yo, you fucking idiot. Like, you're just mad dumb, bro. And that's exactly what she did. Like, she violated, and also she got the hands. Like,
yeah, man.
She was, and you know, it was funny because throughout the film, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this film had a lot going on, but in such like positive ways. Because, mind you, let's take it back a step. Let's bring it back to basically, you know, the beginning of it, where, you know, the reason he's here to begin with is because him and Timo, right, his so-called friend in the outside world, DK, right, Stephen Ewing.
You got a friend like Timo, you got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Don't get no friends like Timo.
Don't. Yeah.
But all right, so either way, they're running from financial problems that they're having, right? So,
Right.
And I love how it catches back up to them. I love, he's like, yo, even us here in outer space, like, motherfuckers got someone here, like, yo, collecting our debt. And so that's why they did that. But again, I kind of love how Rob Pattinson, like, his cat Mickey was just like, one, he didn't read the terms and agreements, right? But he was just like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I'll be an expendable. Like, who cares? Like, my life feels meaningless anyway. Like, I'm not good at anything. Right. Like, what is the point? What does it all matter? I'm gonna
stay here and get tortured by whatever, you know, and die because of, you know, macaroons. Nah, I'm right. Good off that.
Right, because they were fleecing the macaroon shit. Yeah. What was the slogan? He was saying that macaroons were going to be bigger than shit. I forgot what he said it was going to be bigger than, but that shit was funny.
It was not that.
But then, right, so he joins as an expendable, and again, I didn't expect it to be. It was like, again, that the comedic portion of it, and then you also have the romantic side of things, where it was just like, I thought at one point that Nasha was going to, like, especially when 18 came in, I thought she was just going to start rocking more with 18, starting getting addicted to drugs and doing that. Like, I thought that was like, where they were going with that. And then Mickey was going to be with the other shorty, who was kind of, you know, showing him love, and who lost to, like, her friend. Also, Kai. Also, why was her friend shooting up? Fuck, I get it. Like, you know, this seemed like a threat, like, you don't know what's going on, but you shooting down ice, like, right on top of your head. Like, what did you expect was gonna happen?
Well,
like, that was a stupid move.
She was trying to shoot that creature.
No, right, but like, she insanely missed. But it's just like, if you're gonna do that and start dipping. Like, she just stood there. She was just shooting and stood there.
Not good.
But so I thought that was the direction they were going in, but I didn't realize, like, wow, like, this is like a love story. Like, she really fucked with him, all of him. And I think that's the representation of Mickey 18, right? Because it brought out the darker side of Mickey. All of them did, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was a lot of the meaning of the story. It's just like, yo, you have to find a way to love all of your, like, you have so many different versions of yourself, the same in so many ways, the same in almost every exact way. But even you being a carbon copy, right? Because they were using the copier, the printer. That shit was also funny when, like, they were printing him out and they didn't have, like, the table. And, like, so his fucking body was just fucking like falling. Yeah.
I like the attention to detail too, with when the guy accidentally tripped on the memory cable, and that's what ended up messing up Mickey 18 in the way that he was, like, vastly different than the other Mickeys, whereas, you know, you saw that effect of, like, oh wow, that actually had a tangible effect on him. It wasn't like, you know what, because it got cut off midstream and it just fucked all the shit. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
that was good.
And again, but even with or without that, right? Mickey even said it himself. He was like, "Oh, like 4 was this and 7 was that." So they each had their own
Yeah,
personality,
slight
one way or another.
things, but he was like, yeah, this guy is way different though than what we've ever been
Yeah,
with.
he
You
almost
know,
killed
so you,
Timo off rip. I was just like, wow, like this dude is. But you understand him to an extent because yes, I
yeah,
get it. He signed on to be an expendable, but he still got feelings. He's still a human
yeah,
being at the end of the day, and y'all are just
exactly.
treating him, like a
Like he's not, like
right.
he's not a human being. Yeah,
Right.
like
Just because he can come back to life.
right.
But either way, right? So I just I love that scene where he says, she's been with me through everything, and even when he was going like in that chamber, like she was there like with him, like holding him and helping him through it. I was like, wow, bro. Like I literally was tearing up a little bit because I'm like, that's
Yeah, you
fucking deep.
saw, yeah,
Like that's deep as shit. Like she really does love him, and he was like, I don't understand what it is. I don't know what she sees in me, but man, am I super grateful. I think whatever heaven, whatever God there is, because I got off earth and I found purpose. Like I found somebody in my life, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't do this. So I thought that was extremely cool. Like she was down for him since day one. I love how even them like kind of how we talk about like, oh, like sex in film and television is kind of like getting overplayed and shit, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love how them actually designing like the sex scene, like the sex positions they're
Right,
gonna do
right.
pays off at the end
It
because
does because it's
he's like
actually
holding the baby, rocking the baby.
because it makes sense. It's like it actually played into the story, so
Right.
it's like it was well done. I like that. It wasn't insane, just nudity everywhere. It was good. I thought the way they did it was for a purpose, which is all I really want when when it happens.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So yeah, man. I think again, and before we continue on, because I can't take it much longer. What did one of our hosts, Ariel, have to say about this film? Because he does not seem as
yeah.
enthusiastic about it as you and I.
He's gonna talk about it on Thursday for sure. We'll talk to him about it a little bit on the air. I mean, he can maybe defend himself if I'm not doing it justice here, but end quote, this is what he told me. Because at first, just for backstory here, guys, Junior texted me a screenshot because he put up on our on our Instagram story a ranking of like a bar you could slide. How, what did you think of Mickey 17 if you've seen it? And his rating was like damn near the bottom. And so we were like, what the fuck? Like, so I was talking to him. I just talked to him right before we did this, and I was like, yo, so you
Like,
saw Mickey 17. What
like, what's
happened?
good?
Like, what'd you think? And he was like, listen, I didn't hate the movie, and I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, like I did fall asleep at one point, but I didn't hate it, but I just at the end of the movie I was just like, okay, like I didn't really. I guess he's saying the ending didn't really leave him fulfilled. I guess I don't know how that happened, but because I guess maybe he just wanted something really sad to happen, where like I don't know, like the
Nasha
creatures
dies
kill all the
or
humans or something. I don't know what the fuck he wanted, but like like I thought the ending was fantastic. Like it was, this movie was also like a big fu to like colonialism and like colonization rather,
Yeah.
saying, yo, this is all so messed up. Like you like going to a place and just saying, hey, we think we're the first people here, we're just gonna claim it for ours.
Well, Nasha says it. Nasha says it
Yeah.
at that end. She was like, we are the aliens. We are the ones that are coming here. Like, what do you think? Like, no, we're not colonizing anything. Like, they were here first.
Exactly. And it's like, so that's what, another theme that I really loved in this movie, because it's like, I feel like it's something that I feel like a lot of the younger generation kind of knows, but it's just, there's not that many movies about why it's so effed up to do, in reality. And this is why. And this is just on and also like the creepers, as they call them, like
Yeah.
like the baby creepers were super cute. Actually, I was like, oh, like, and then I was like, really, when they, when they like really obliterated one of them, I was like, oh shoot, like they really went crazy. Like, it was like OD. Uh, like, and it made me start to sympathize more with it, with them, and just be like, okay, like they're definitely not obviously I knew they weren't really the bad people, like the villains of the story,
Right.
but it was
It was
just like,
always going to be Marshall.
of course, yeah.
Mhm.
And so, but it made you feel like, I feel like the audience start to be like, you know what, like, I don't think they're actually like gonna try to kill people though. They doesn't look like they're trying to kill anyone.
Yeah, and I mean,
Like,
it's one of those situations where all the background characters, to like Marshall and his wife, right? They were all, even the main scientist who was from Mindhunters.
Mindhunter, Ed Kemper.
Yeah, like even he was just like, I forgot, there was a scene where they explain what the translator is, and then when they go out there, like Marshall goes, "What is that? Like, is he communicating with it? How is he communicating with it?" And then he was just looking up. He was like, "We told you like 10 seconds ago. It's a translator that we just came up with." It's just like,
where's Dorothy? And he was like, and then Dorothy's gone because she gave him the translator, like, because he obviously like was not trying to do that.
where she's a real one. Like, where Ed Kemper was a dick muncher, and he was just like falling in line.
Super dick muncher.
But right, Dorothy was the one that was like, "Nah, fuck this." Like, they're not here to hurt us.
And again, you saw that throughout the film when she was the only one treating him with dignity, like treating Mickey with dignity, and she was making sure, oh my god, the table's not there. She's running and screaming at somebody else, hey, get the table, like hurry up, like what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, and checking on him, and while everyone's like happy that they just were torturing him for whatever, just trying to get this bioweapon or whatever it was, the gas, and she's like looking at him like, damn, like what cost to his psyche did we do this? You know what I mean? Like, and so they set all that up so beautifully. I couldn't really think of anything. The only thing actually that I could think of that I was like, why did they, like, where did this person go in the story, was Kai. That's probably like my only critique, really. It just kind of felt like after they talked about, oh, we're gonna, after they got imprisoned, like after Nasha, Mickey, and Mickey 17 and 18 were in prison, it kind of just felt like she was gone.
Yeah, well,
we didn't see her again until the end, right where the ceremony.
Well, I think because her story within the plot, I think already kind of it did what it had to do, because she was literally like, oh, let's split Mickey's, like, you'll just be with 18, I'll be with 17.
Right.
And Nasha was like, yo, he's all mine. Yeah. He's all mine. Yeah. Like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. But then right after is when Mickey 18 was gonna go shoot Marshall. Because she was gonna go tell them, right? I think she was one of those characters where, like, she does have like a moral compass, but at the same time, she was just too conflicted with the death of like her closest friend there because of the creepers, that she was just like, she's not fully on board with what Marshall was doing and his wife. Because even remember at the dinner table, that scene was so disturbing, bro.
So crazy.
Like, first of all, the shit he was eating looked terrible. The sauce, right? Is what they kept referring to throughout the entire like movie. She even says, she's like, are you just using me as like a breeding program? And they're like, no. And then,
of course not.
And then when they broke out into like song and dance, like prayer, like that shit had me dying, bro. It had me dying,
dude. It's so funny, man.
Yeah.
And also like when they were in prison, I thought she was gonna break them out. Like when his friend came, friend in quotes, Timu, no, or not Timu, or is it Timu, Timo?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce? Yeah, Timu, right? When he came, and it looked like he was going to break them out, but he wasn't. He was there to film one of their deaths. I was like, oh shit! And then that's when I thought Kai was going to come in and like either kill him or knock him out or something, and then she would free them. That's what I thought was going to happen. I like what they did, you know, still. I just kind of feel like there was something a little more they could have done with her character is all.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
feel like they built her up a little bit
yeah, they built
more,
her
and
up and
then
it's
it
like,
kind of
oh,
just
like
faded. Yeah,
yeah, and they're just like
yeah,
done.
but
Like,
that's what
all
I'm
right.
saying. That's why I thought it was going to get to a point where Nasha, like I had mentioned earlier, where Nasha was going to sort of like fall more into like the deeper end because Timu was fucking, you know, selling drugs and shit. And like she, you know, she was doing it with Mickey 18, and then she told 17, yo, just relax. Because again, like I also love how they explain kind of the duplicate and how awful it really is because of what happened with the dude that created it. Like he created three of himself.
And it's a crazy conundrum because like if you're, I was thinking about that in reality. Like, how do you try these cases? How do you hold these people accountable
Yeah.
if it's like the guy like, yeah, what do you mean? I was here the whole time. I didn't do anything. The clone did it.
Right.
You know, like you don't
Right.
know, is that clone acting under this
Yeah.
person's influence and blah blah blah. And it's like there's so many things about it. It's like it's actually a crazy thing that it's not, I feel like, talked about enough. You know, it's like the people say, oh yeah, I wish I had like clones of me to go and do all these things on my to-do list, but it's more so about like, what if you send out clones to go break the fucking law?
Yeah.
You didn't, and there's no evidence. You just be like, I didn't say him. I didn't tell him to do it. You know,
Right.
who the fuck knows? Like, how are we going to prove that?
Exactly. No,
Like, so
exactly.
it's a great,
Yeah, right. I'm glad. Right, right, and I'm glad they kind of explained it as like a thing where it's just like, yo, this is very bad. Like like if you get duplicated, like that's it. You as a whole are just
Must
going to
die.
become extinct, right? And
Yeah.
and so I love that was sort of like the fact that was being played in, you know, there, and how, and that's why I thought like when Naja found both of them, like she was like, I was like, damn, like she's gonna, some bad shit is gonna happen, and like she's gonna turn, and like that's gonna suck. But
Yeah, but
that wasn't the case. And again,
she ended up locking in, I think. Again,
yeah.
like her love for them
Yep.
made it be like, nah, like I'm off, like not doing no drugs. Fuck all that. We need to sort this shit now. And that's exactly what she helped them to do.
Bro,
Like,
she
and
locked in and she literally started running shit at the end of the movie. Like she was like, all right, like y'all answer to me now type
yeah.
shit.
And I was like, because I was thinking too, is like, what happens when they kill this dude? Because I assume that he's going to die somehow, some way. Him being Kenneth Marshall, Mark Ruffalo's character.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when they kill him? Like, who's going to take over and blah blah blah. And then once that scene happened, where she, you know, where we talked about earlier, like where she kind of stole the show there for a second, I was like, boom, her, she's going to do it.
Yeah,
because
when she grabbed the rope too, like with her teeth, and like she was just like holding on like to the
she was
baby.
holding that shit for dumb long, bro. I would be like, yo,
OD. But I'm glad all the other people, like all the other like kind of military
like,
police, like were like, I bet like they're bugging, like we gotta
like record this bitch, like she's going crazy, like
yeah, like they tweaking right now for sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 4-year journey, right, to Niflheim.
Yeah,
and
4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, so and it's crazy to think about this stuff, right? Because I know, like, especially like with us, you know, and like the earth that we live in, like we truly don't know, right? We truly don't know when, you know, God forbid, catastrophe, like a huge super catastrophe really strikes, and people are like, yo, yeah, Earth is not going to survive much longer, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean that was basically what was going on, you know, here. Like they need to get out of there. They need to get out of Earth and find a new home. And again, it just going to show, you know, they used the expendable to, yo, you got to go out there. You're probably gonna, you know, we don't know what disease is out there, what's going on. So they had to, you know, they kept bringing him out there, kept trying a vaccine, and he kept like dying like awfully. Again, at the dinner table, like they gave him a shot of something to try something new, and he was fucking spazzing. Like, again, these are all things that, like, imagine the trauma, like you and your body are like just face off of something like that. So they were really abusing my guy. And right, it got to a point where they just nobody was treating him like a human being anymore. And the only one that did, well, not the only one, but Nasha, obviously, and then of course Dorothy. But yeah, dude, getting back to what Ariel saying he fell asleep,
that's crazy to me.
It's like
this reminds me of the Aquaman thing. It was okay, fucking 3 out of 10. You know, we're like rating, like saying something is okay, then rating it a 3 out of 10. Like, you can't just tell me you didn't hate the movie and then you fell asleep. Like, all right, bro, you I don't know what to tell you. Like, If you tell me you fell asleep during a movie, I'm going to assume you did not like that movie.
Well, it's also the fact that, okay, like, do you know when he fell asleep?
No, I didn't ask that.
So,
we'll get more
because it's like,
clarity on that,
for
but-
me, it's also a matter of, you can't rate the movie low if you fell asleep during a portion that was probably important to everything else that was going on.
Yeah, that's
So
another
it
thing.
could be one of two things, right? To your point, right? I didn't hate the movie, but you fell asleep during it, so clearly that's saying something. Yeah, that to me is crazy. Again, I'm not over here saying like this is like, yo, everybody, like, y'all, this movie is like groundbreaking, changing, but
No, not
I think it presents
groundbreaking,
a
no.
lot of cool ideas. I think it presents a lot of cool themes. And again, to your point of colonialism, of just being a kind human being to all those around you, just like
no matter
having,
what, like, you know, it's
right. And again, just and it relates back to us in a way where it's just like, why did all these people want to go there anyway? Majority of them were running away from problems here on Earth. Majority of them were running away from, you know, monetary reasons. It's like, yo, I don't got money to pay my bills, so fuck it, let me just go to outer space. And by the way, all the space stuff, like, it looked amazing. Like, to your point, the cinematography was on point. I think all of their time there in Niflheim and just showing kind of like how cold it fucking was. And, you know, you see like when in the opening scene, right, where he like landed and he's taking the snow and the ice off of his, you know, goggles, and you see it on his face, and it's just you feel like
great.
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it looked
fucking cold.
fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, and I get you saying, like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not groundbreaking. It's not something that's like, you know, you have to drop everything and go to the movies, and like, I fucking loved it. I was telling people they should drop everything and go to, but I'm not saying like, you know, it's still not like a groundbreaking film. You know, it's not changing the space, but it's also a very good movie.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I would recommend, and it's something that's also very refreshing. It's not something
agree.
that's it's not, you do not see movies like this.
I agree.
Like, it's so refreshing. And I know
Yeah.
that just sounds like contradictory. It's like, wait, I thought you just said it wasn't changing the space. It's not changing the space, but it's a refreshing topic for a film.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. And it's not predictable. It's not. Even the things that you think you have right, you only have them half right. Like, I'll give you one example. For me, when Mickey 17, like, when you thought he was going to die in the beginning of the movie, like, you thought he was going to get eaten, and then they drop him off back at the ship, and he's like, yo, like, you guys don't think I'm good meat, blah, blah, blah. So he has this, like, it's all about framing things too, also in your own personal mind, like psychology, which is also another thing that I love. How you think about a moment can change with more context, you know. So like, at first he thought, oh, I'm not even worth eating, because of all the shit he had been through and all the people have been treating him like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
You know, he's thinking to himself, he has this low opinion of himself.
Yeah.
I'm nothing. I'm garbage, blah, blah, blah. And these guys don't even want to eat me. Are you serious? But in reality, they were saving him.
Yeah.
They said, no, like, go back. Go.
And
We're not going to kill you.
And Nasha's the one that enlightens him on that.
Exactly.
She's like, bro,
why didn't you tell me
it
this?
sounds like they saved you. Like,
yeah. And he's like, wait, yeah, that's right. So when he thought about it, and then all of a sudden that moment changed, where it's like, oh, now that you think about it, they were seeing me off.
Yeah.
They were all watching to make sure I got back.
Maybe I should have said thank you.
Yeah, like, hey, like, and these are these moments where it's like, again, it plays on psychology, because I think everybody can relate to that. Because in a moment, we've all had a moment or moments where in the moment it felt like, you know, either something very good or something very bad or whatever. And then as time goes on, you think about it, or somebody reframes what happened, and you're like, wait, that was actually great or bad, or, you know what I mean? So it's like, you have these moments where it's like, you know, a change in how you think can alter your whole span on your own life. Like he started to value himself more.
Your own reality.
He started to be like, wait, I actually am worth saving. I'm worth all these things. Like, I'm not, you know, just here to die.
Yeah.
I can have a life. You know, I just thought it was so well done. They tackled, I think, a lot of things: mental health, like you said, colonization, some current stuff like with like obviously we know who Mark Ruffalo was an allegory for.
Yeah,
We get that. Like,
I think director Bong Joon-ho said it wasn't like that wasn't the intention, but
it works.
hey, the shoe fits. So
yeah, and it's like I see a lot of like a critique I see people having is like, oh, he was really annoying, like he was so over the top, he felt like an SNL character, and I understand, and I know it seems simplistic to say like that's what he was supposed to feel like, but it's also like, how many times have we seen what's going on in reality and been like, I cannot believe that this is happening.
Mark Ruffalo said I underperformed, actually. Like I should have done more. That's exactly what he said about it. Right. The shoe fits. The shoe fits.
You know what I mean? Like and so I thought it was super well done. I had a great time. Hilarious movie, while also having a lot of deep moments that hit, like really hit. When Mickey 18, of course we got to talk about this. When Mickey 18 sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Man, I was like sacrificing himself because remember at first he's like, I want to live my life. This is my life.
Yeah.
And he sacrificed it for 17 because he's like, you know what? This dude's been through like so much shit. And obviously, you could technically say it's his own shit too, technically, quote unquote. But it's like now it's kind of like how Mickey 17 said, if you kill me, that's it.
Right.
You're then the new, it's like you're a new person almost, and he would then be ceasing to exist. And which is another great point. It's like, and so I think in his mind, he's like, you know what? Like, he's fucking earned this.
Yeah. And again,
like
the
someone's dying for him for a change.
Yeah.
Like,
right. That's true. Wow. That's a great point. And also the fact of how constantly everyone always asked him, right? How does
What's
it feel?
It feel like to die?
Right. And he's like, yo, it sucks every fucking time.
What do you fucking think?
He's like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, it's he's like, even knowing that like I'm coming back, it doesn't help. Like, I'm about to die. And again, like to your point, it's because yes, it's him again, but it's not him. Like 17 wasn't 18, and 17 wasn't 16, and 16 wasn't 1. It's like these are all different variations. But again, I where it really hit home for me was at the end where I think it was Nasha that had told him like, yo, it's okay to let go of like the guilt of like your life and pressing the button. I love that, bro. As a kid, right? He thought him pressing the button was what caused his mother's death. And
Mickey 18 was like, they said it was a machine failure. Like it was not your fault. Like there's just so many.
It's like it's exactly. Like it's okay to just be happy. Like it's okay. It's like shit happens in life. You make mistakes in life, but if you take a moment, you do deserve it. Like don't think and don't act like you don't deserve it just because shit has happened. It's like, yeah, bro, that's fucking life. Like there's just nothing we can do about that. There's just too many things out of our control. So for him to just finally accept that and push the button to destroy the multiplier, right, the copier. That's why at the end I was a little confused when we then see what's her name, Marshall's wife. What was her name in the film? I need to stop calling her Marshall's wife.
Here, I just had it open. Hold on.
Played by the incredible Tony. How do you pronounce the last name so I don't fuck it up again?
Collette or Coletti. I don't. It's COLLETTE.
To the pronunciation officers, let us know.
Yeah, I hope I'm not butchering that. But her name was Yifa.
Yifa. Oh, Yifa. Okay.
Y or is it L?
Ilfa. I think it was Ilfa.
Ilfa. Yes,
yeah.
Ilfa.
So when Ilfa was in the room and like I was just like, yo, what's about to happen? I thought it was one of those things where the third act had like a third act within it, and I was just like, like what's going on? But it was just one of his nightmares. It was just one of those things where it's just like, oh shit. But at the end, right, he blew it up, and right, we do get a happy ending, and
Yes.
I think that's pretty cool. Like yo,
Man,
I
it's okay
like
to be happy.
right,
It's okay to be
right,
happy. That's what
right,
we're just saying.
right,
Like,
right.
I, and with all this craziness, it doesn't seem like, I know it seems like it's such a far, and maybe that's another thing that we can take from it with all the current stuff happening, and last few years and whatever. No matter how bad it seems, maybe a brighter future isn't as far as we keep thinking it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know
Yeah, and
it's just
yeah,
phenomenal,
but
man.
I think also with that point, right, where it's not as far as we think it is. I think it also goes with just being able to humanize one another,
Another thing, yes.
being able to, right, because that was something here where it's just like, again, the people that saw Mickey for who he really was as a person. Yeah, he might not have the skill set for this or the skill set for that, but when you regardless, it doesn't matter. It's still a human being. It's still another person.
Yep.
You have to just treat them with respect. Like that's how we advance. That's how we move forward as a society. Like we just have to treat one another with respect. Simple as that. And again, I think that this movie does a great job of showcasing that, of just showing how, like, these are the things that are needed for humanity to advance, whether on Earth or not on Earth. But if you don't have these things, like if we just go to another planet and we're just like, it doesn't matter who's here. Like, and again, it's not even about, I guess we'll use the term humanizing, but like even with the creepers, like us just look how simple that was. Us just seeing that, oh, they're not out to get us. Like we came here and they're like, yo, it's all good. You could be here. Just don't fuck with us. We don't fuck with you. We'll work together.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. And like, again, we can accomplish wonders when we work together. Like, but and instead, again, Marshall and his wife, their whole thing was, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna establish ourselves.
Yeah, we're the dominant race, and
right.
blah,
And
blah,
it's just
blah.
like, bro, like you're corny. You're a cornball. How about
Right.
that? Mark, what any final thoughts, and what are you giving this on our rating system?
Right. Final thoughts. I definitely want to watch more of Bong's movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do a pretty deep dive into it, just because of how much I really appreciate and love this film.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go wavy, just because of all the things we talked about. Again, my one critique was just that one character. I just thought she kind of just fell off at one point. I feel like she could have had a little bit more to do, but that being my only flaw, given that she was like one of the side characters, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
I loved everything else so much, and then thinking about it more, it just kind of, and talking about it too, had more effect of why I really enjoy this movie. So yeah, I'm pretty wavy. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna give it the same. Again, I went in there. I don't want to say with low or no expectations, because it, like, we're talking about an Oscar winner here, and we're talking about Robert Pattinson in the lead role. So there's obviously expectations, but I think in the sense of like how I feel right now about, let's say, like a Superman or a Fantastic Four or a Mission Impossible, where it's just like, yo, my hype level for this is just off the charts. Yeah. Like my hype level for this wasn't off the charts. Exactly.
Yeah.
But going in there again, it exceeded and expanded on my expectations of what this movie really was. And again, just the mixture of its themes, it being at its heart just a love story about humanity, a love story about how one person can love a quote unquote expendable so much, and all of the versions of that expendable. 17 different versions, because that's what we are, right? We're made up of parts, like, and we just have so much going on in our minds, and so many different versions of ourselves as we get older and as we learn more and become more experienced. So it's just like, when you have someone, that's there, whether it's anyone, right? Whether it is, a life partner or a relative, right? A friend, whatever it is, regardless, it's still the sense of just finding the humanity within that person, just finding what makes that person special to you. So again, man, yeah, just incredible. I'm gonna have to give it a wavy. Like to your point, yeah, maybe the Kai stuff was a little bit of a loose end, but again, minor in comparison to everything else that went on and what we got. So yeah, highly recommend. Again, I saw, we will be talking about it briefly on Thursday, y'all. Again, we go live every Thursday on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come through and chill with us. We have a great time. But we will briefly mention this more on a non-spoiler basis, but I do want to get Ariel's thoughts live here. Because I just think, falling asleep, crazy. Saying like crazy to me, super crazy to me. Maybe he just didn't sleep well the night before. Maybe he needs a good little rewatch. But I also saw some people tweet like, oh, maybe it could have been. I saw a tweet, and guys, we're bringing up a new segment soon. Hopefully this Thursday, Wing of the Week. Here in New York, there a slang for wing. Wing is referring to someone who
is lame.
Yeah, that's
corny.
The proper word. Corny. So Wing of the Week, I saw a tweet that was like, yo, Mickey 17 could have just been a Black Mirror episode. And I'm just like, what?
You're fucking insane, dude.
What?
Like, this is what I'm saying.
And I saw other tweets. I was like, it could have been a little shorter. I'm like, what? Like, I feel like that shit flew by low key. I'm like, damn, like we're already here. We're already at the climax.
It's already been 2 hours. What the fuck? Like, I was having a blast. I
was too, man. I was too. That's why I'm just so like, there was always something going. Like they were constantly just telling us, more about what was going on. Again with the duplicates, why people are running away from this, and it's just like
it explained everything perfectly. And also, and you know what? We're also curious to hear your feedback.
Absolutely.
Like, what if you saw it?
Absolutely.
Leave a comment down below. We respond to every comment. Unless it's like some ignorant shit.
Then we block you.
But like, tell us what you thought was wrong with it, like genuinely, and if you didn't like it, and if you did love it, still leave a comment. Yeah, leave a like on the video.
Absolutely, because y'all could hit us with some things to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe this person's right. Maybe that's something we missed that could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like, just I can't wait to rewatch it. To be honest, like I really can't wait. Let us know in the comments if you think our Pats is a contender for an Oscar for this role. Whole cast and crew absolutely did their thing. Mickey 17, let us know what you thought. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Membership, $5 a month on YouTube. We do giveaways. We do IMAX giveaways for movies like this. We will be doing one coming up this Thursday. And again, y'all, live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for coming through and chilling with us. We will see you soon.